Yes. Hey, everybody, Charles here, and welcome to another great show. So happy you can join us. Now, it's all about healthiness. The other day I was feeling so tired, sluggish, didn't know what I'm doing. I got to get my body right. We're running around trying to make that money, trying to make that paper, but are you being healthy? Are you taking care of yourself? What are you doing for this body, for this chamber? Remember, your temple is key. If you don't have a great temple, you can't make that money. So let's talk about it. I got somebody coming on. We're just going to have some fun and talk about a little bit more. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, how you doing?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm always excited to be live on the show with special guests like yourself. Interesting guest that's going to help everybody that's listening be a little better. You know what I mean? And that's all that matters. You just got to be a little bit more healthy, be better. That's all that matters.
Yes, thank you so much, Matthew, for inviting me. My name is Dr. Rouguy, and I'm the founder of Planet de Jouvence. And Planet de Jouvence in English is the fountain of youth. And the reason why this sound a little bit French, it's because my first language is French, and we all know French is the language of love, and and all that comes after it. So I
Okay.
am, yeah.
So if it's French is a language of love, that means that the business that you're doing, it's all about love. That's why you jumped into it.
Yes, and the language of business actually is English. So it's a very much tricky, kind of putting things in perspective. So you get both business and also the love at all together. It's a good match.
All
And
right,
I'm
so let's backtrack though. Let's backtrack to the little girl in you. Born and raised, where are you from?
Yes, I am originally from Guinea, that is in West Africa. As a little girl, I have always thought it would be a better way to live my life. And I started, I like to cook. And I spent many hours of my day at age of 5 just trying to mix things. And my mom would make fun of me, telling me, "Oh, listen, what are you making?" Sometimes I could not even understand what I was making. And as I grow up, I felt like I was very caring, and medical field was like the most suited option for me as a professional. And this is how I landed at after high school. I landed to the medical university, and then I spent 8 years. Then I became a medical doctor. After that, I felt I was not really fulfilled, and I tried to work with refugees, but I was more so providing advices beyond the health. So I felt like wellness would be broader. And this is where I started contemplating how I can really make this happen. But as a medical doctor, usually we are not really business oriented, right? We are just the care and care and care. And
Right.
in 2006, I moved to the state, the country of business, of course. And from medical doctor, I went to do my MBA in business administration. And I started doing contemplation. I kept my contemplation. At some point, I asked myself one day, what would I do if money was not an issue? Because I heard Deepak Chopra telling we are a field of infinite possibilities, but also this is how we can really tap into our inner strength and bring out our life purpose. And this is how I started thinking on how I could make the life a better place for everyone. And then in 2021, luckily, to make the story short, I launched the Planet of Jouvence, which is a wellness product line. And this time it's very exciting. I'm gonna stop there just in case you have some questions, because I don't want to jump in, and I'm very busy, and I'm always looking forward, like so.
So let's backtrack that because you're way ahead, but that's fine. Like,
Yeah.
did you always know, what did you want to be growing up as a little girl? Like, there's had to be other things you want to do before you jumped into this part.
As I said, I have always loved working to take care of people. This is how I I am. And then I even started asking when I was like 16, people would come to me, older people, 7 to 20 years, even more, to come and seek advice from me. Oh, what do you think about this? So oh, maybe I'm very, I was even sometimes very excited. And then because I would feel my ego say, oh, I can give advice to people and still they can take it in. Wow. Then
So even back then, you just knew that this is a
yeah,
thing.
I
People
have
were
all.
coming. People were coming to you back then. You're like, hey, maybe I can dive into this a little bit more. This is a thing for me. This is what I need to do.
Yeah, but again, from my awareness of things and putting things in perspective, because in Africa, usually we are raised to be either a physician, lawyer, and all these big things. Because my parents, unfortunately, were all like highly regarded in the national administration, so it was the way for me to get in was just to be like a lawyer, a physician, and then be working in the clinic settings, which sometimes I did not agree much, but I felt like a way of still doing what my family wanted us to do, but at the same time do my passion and make this mix. I Trust me, I have been very fortunate because this does not happen to everybody. But the journey was a very long journey. To be honest, it took me time, it took me energy, it took me thinking. And sometimes journaling was very helpful for me, and just to see how things can be put into perspective and how I can move forward this project. But I can tell you, this project has been like, at least I've been thinking and contemplating for a long, long, long time.
So it's a little baby that you started off with, and now you've grown it into this full adult. Where do you want to take it from here?
Yeah. So I grew up like liking cooking, mixing things. That was the initial step. Then as I grow, then as I said, and then I provided, well, and my teenage age and the early, adult age, I was providing all this kind of, how I can say it, exciting advice to people. Then I moved to the state where I went to the business school. So then I had a bigger picture of
Mm.
what really I meant, and then I felt this was really something I was meant to do.
So what was your very first business and project?
To be honest, this is my first business and project because, as I said, as a physician, I never learned how to sell, even though my mom is a very big business woman. My sister, we have like some people who do business in the like, but this was the first try for me because usually I don't like to jump all over things. And but I got that from my medical training, right? We are very structured, everything has to come
A,
as a
B, and
simple.
C. A, B, and C.
Yes, like military, right? And sometimes
All right. Let's get to know you a little bit more. We're going to have some fun. Let's go.
yeah.
It's now time for rapid fire. We're going to get to know you a little bit more. We're going to throw some questions at you. You can answer the questions, you can elaborate, but remember, you got 2 minutes on the clock. So you got to get through all these questions before the 2-minute horn sounds off. But you get to choose what questions you want: A, B, C, or D. Which questions do you want? A, B, C, or D?
You know what? You are gonna take me back to school, right? To answer questions. Okay. A B C. You say A B C D.
Yeah, which one do you want?
Oh, I'm going between A and D. Okay, let's go by D because D is a part of my name. It's one of my initials. So hopefully,
Yeah,
hopefully I'm gonna get a good grade. Yeah.
all right, 2 minutes on the clock starting now. If you could be any animal, what animal would you be?
If I could be any animal, trust me, I would be a lion.
Why a lion?
Because a lion, you see, it's the king, or this the king of the forest, right? So when I'm in a space, I want to hold my space, right?
Okay. What is the
Yeah.
weirdest thing you've ever eaten?
The weirdest thing I have eaten is that is interesting. Actually, I can tell you the name in French because when I'm under pressure, I speak French, and then you see it calls in French "cuisse de grenouille."
There you go. All right. Describe yourself in 5 words.
I'm reliable. I'm funny. I'm very strict when I'm working, and also I am very family oriented. I don't know if that is a word, but it's part of myself.
There you go. What is the nickname your parents call you?
Rouguy.
Favorite childhood memory?
My favorite childhood memory is the trip that I took with my dad and my sister to the bush. And
Okay.
when you heard African bush, it's not easy, an easy one.
Favorite flower?
My favorite flower is tulip.
What makes you happiest?
When I'm surrounded with my loved ones, and especially my children.
All right, last things before it ends. Something you love doing.
I love sleeping. Let me tell you. When I'm not working, I am just on my bed sleeping.
14 seconds left. What is your best feature?
My best feature is to be successful with Planet of Juvas. So I am independent.
You made it through rapid fire. Don't go nowhere. We're going to take a quick break. But when we come back, we're going to dive into her products and how they can help you. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Immigrant Women in Business, IWB, is a non-profit organization bringing together women from over 50 different countries around the globe. These women have now made Canada their home and share a common goal of providing value to their new sisters. Our motto of "We are stronger together" resonates with all members, and with a diverse membership of business leaders, entrepreneurs and community builders, our goal is to make Canada better and provide guidance and leadership to those that follow.
CMJ Entertainment is a one-stop shop. CMJ Entertainment helps people do any type of events, and it's a marketing tool as well. So we'll cover everything from start to finish. If it's a wedding, we'll make sure your wedding is over the top. And if it's an event, we make sure that everybody gets information at the end of the day. Give us a call at 416-414-8964 or online, go to cmjent.com. Yes. We are back and we are live. All right, let's get into it. You see how fun she is. She's passionate about what she does. So tell us about the product. What is the product?
Thank you so much, Matthew. I have a set of products, and I'm going to surprise you because I have 2 sets of products. I have one dedicated to my brothers, like the men, and I have another set of product that is dedicated specifically for women because, women and men have a specific needs and they are very different, but we are meant to be partners, right? We are meant to be in the same society. So that being said, I have other product line in my line of product that is mixed, meaning like women or men can use it. And here where we say women and men, we have to understand it's like broader than what we usually take in. So, for instance, for men, we have the men's health tea, which is an antioxidant, and this tea really helps to improve fertility, to improve the manhood, but also to delay, to delay the ejaculations. Meanings like when you use this product on a daily basis, it's not only helps you to maintain a good health and well-being, but also it has an effect on how to maintain your sexual life and reproductive life, which are also some benefit of this product. And in the same line, I have the spray, the delay spray. The delay spray is a spray that we put on the organ 30 minutes before acting. And this one also not only increases the pleasure, but also it increases the as we hear the spray, delay spray, so it delays like the ejaculation, which will maintain the relation even better. So now when we go to women, the women product, we have the yoni steaming herbs, which comes with a yoni steam seed, This product is actually an important product, and it's really based on the Chinese and Indian and African ancient treatment. And this one helps women, and especially for young women, I'm sorry, it helps them regulate the menstrual cycle. For women in their adulthood, it helps them maintain a good and wellness, and keep them very well physically, but also spiritually. And for women who are going to menopause, it really helps them endure this, because this is a journey. Because when you take women's sexual reproductive life, it's really a journey from puberty to menopause, and after. This product work throughout the cycle of life of women's life, just to help them improve their wellness, but also to help them, be who they are. Because in some culture, um, let's say in some culture, the womb is very sacred, because it's the source of life. And to that line also, I have the womb tea, womb detox tea, which is really taken like internally, and it completes the steam yoni, the steam yoni herbs. So those are also two set of it. Now, in the general well-being, I have the patch for fit. This is also a type of detox, but the particularity of this step, I'm very excited actually with this patch, because we have selected 5 types of product to put into according to the needs. For instance, we have green tea, we have ginger, and also rose and lavender. Because when we are tired, according to our daily busy days, of course sometimes we feel very tired, we want to energize ourselves, so that person can use the ginger inside the same pack. Or sometimes the person just need to lay down and relax and have like just to rest. Then the lavender comes to play a role. And if they want to be okay, but they are still okay, but not really, then they can use the green tea and the other ingredients. So you see, in one pack, you have 5 flavors, 5 type of plant that you can use specifically, so according to your need, just to make sure like you have the details that you need. And on top of that, I have also the tea, fruit tea. Fruit tea is like our on daily intake. Fruit is not really that much, and sometimes we need fibers, and we need to. Sometimes, like working people, have so many things to do, and they go through a lot, so they don't even have time. So having this as a tea is very easy, because you can put it. You can just one pack, put it in your pocket, go to the work, and then once you get there, at least you can find a cup of tea, and then put it there with hot water. 5 minutes later, you have your tea, and you can drink it with the entire, and take fruit that you need for the day, and fiber. So, and it's really packed with vitamin B, vitamin C, vitamin D, and antioxidant. So it's really interesting.
All right, so let's break them down one by one. All right, so let's start with this one right here. So what is this one right here?
Okay, this is the fruit. This is the one I just spoke about. This is the fruit tea. The fruit tea is the one that you use on the daily basis. You see, it's very easily you can carry this easily at work, right? And you can carry it everywhere, because you don't feel like it's gonna be rotten or anything. As soon as you put it back in hot water, you wait for like 5 minutes, let it steam for 5 minutes, then you have your tea that you can take in, and then you can mash this, and then you can eat these, because they are fruit, and you can eat them, and it can compensate the daily fiber that we are missing on our nutrition.
All right, so if you need daily fiber, this is natural way to get daily fiber. Instead of taking those powders and all those other stuff, this is the natural way of doing it.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, this one right here.
Okay, this one is the liver detox. This one is both for women and men, but the particularity of this, the detox, the tea detox, it's first of all, as you see, we eat and especially people in my community, right? We eat so many oil, like we eat oil on a daily basis. So we cannot sometimes, our body, in our normal body, cannot just take all that out of ourselves. So we need this tea, for instance, to help us, detox ourselves, our bodies. And second, when you take people who, for instance, consume alcohol, right? It helps them if they have like fatty liver, then so it helps them reduce the fat in their livers. And people who takes, let's say, who have chronic diseases like diabetes, hypertension, usually they face medication. They have daily prescription of medication, right? So, and all medication that we take in, our intake medication goes first to our liver, which is the laboratory of our body, before they go to the rest of our body, to our bloodstream, and then go. Yeah,
it's like our strainer for our bodies. We want to make sure the strainer is clean so you can strain out what is not supposed to be there.
Thank you so much for helping me with that specific.
I got you. Yeah, but it makes sense though. It makes sense.
Yeah.
So much drugs in our system.
Yeah.
And if that is not straining out what it needs to strain out properly, then all this stuff is going to go into our body. So we need to make sure that our strainer, which is our a liver, is always detox and our system is going great. So it makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
Okay. So what about this one right here?
Oh, this one, actually, to be very honest, this has been like my to go. I can say to go of my most sought product, right?
Yeah.
And then trust me, when I designed this, I wasn't thinking of even having this product, right? I was just contemplating it, but I wasn't too sure because culturally, and this is a true story that I'm sharing. Last time, one of my customers from my community, we come from the same country, right? I just give the story before even I present the product. We were talking, I said, oh, you know what? I have product I need for client. He said, okay, what the products does? And then I explained to him, oh, this is a product specifically made for men, and it has antioxidant, and it helps you strengthen your yin and your yang. It helps you relieve the pain, but the most of all, it keeps you younger, right? And he said, no, then why would I go help and light in somebody's house while my house doesn't have a light? Because this is how we say, like, our sexual drive is not working. Trust me, this is a true story. I said, okay, then because I felt you are only 45 years old, I did not think that you would have such issue. He said, no, don't judge the book by the cover. Please send me my products.
Hey, you never know. Okay. All right. So men, if you need a little something, this is the one to get.
Yeah, this is very interesting because, and usually I put always myself, and the fact that I have this medical expertise, it helps people. So I have the language to explain to people without, getting things into taboo, but unpacking things in a perspective in which they can understand, right? So, yeah, but this product really has a very interesting ingredients such as maca. Well, we all know what maca does, like the Chinese woodberry, the rihona, and the mulberry, and so on. So this product, trust me, this is like by far my most sought product.
So you don't need the blue pill anymore. Buy this.
Actually, this is actually a life. It's a supplement. Like, you take it on a daily basis, and because you do so, then you are able to move on.
All right, this one here.
This is this is for my sister. See, I make the colors different, right? Colors make the difference. So you see, the black is the strength. Woman is emotions, is love. That's why it's pink.
Okay.
So just think of it like that way. This is the Yoni Steam. I explained earlier the Yoni Steam product. As I said, this is actually goes with a seed, and when this is correctly prepared, The person sits on it, and it goes directly. The steam goes directly to the vagina. But also sometimes I have like the machine that goes with it, which you can use to really clean yourself. And this is, and as I said, this goes with women throughout their journey. Meaning what? Meaning, like when you are just starting having your menstruations, when you are just a woman who are starting having children, up to the menopause and after, and at any stage of the age, it has like a specific role to play. And I will be more than happy if there are some of the client or some people who are listening, they can contact me if they have they need more information, just to give them more details about the product.
All right. And last but definitely not least, the detox.
This is the detox that I spoke about earlier. The food detox, as I said, it has 5 flavors inside, and you can read on it. Like I had like green tea, ginger, rose, and it has also lavender in the same pack. Meaning that according to our needs, we can just switch over.
Okay. All right. Before we go, let's have some more fun. Now time for Pick 3. All right, it's now time for Pick 3. We always do this on the show just to get you to know more about you. Because when we know about you, we know about the product. Give me 3 numbers between 1 and 13.
1 and 13.
One more.
Okay. 7.
1, 7, and 13. What is the one myth about your industry you want to squash right now?
Say that one more time.
What is the one myth about your industry you want to squash right now?
Yeah, it's because when it comes to sexual health, people are really scared. They don't want to ask questions and stuff. But you know what? As we can eat every single day, we need also to have a good sexual and reproductive life. It's a part of who we are. So this myth has to be crushed. Sorry.
All right. What is one thing you wish you'd have known before getting into this business?
I would have known that sometimes time is very important. Time is money, because I have my full-time job on top of the business, and sometimes really that is.
Love it. All right. Yeah. If you can follow one person for a day, who would you follow? One person in your industry you just want to follow and learn from them from one day. Who would it be?
In my industry?
Could be anybody. You just want to follow them and learn from them and follow what they do.
That is a good question. I would have really followed my mom, because she is my good teacher.
Nice.
She inspired me.
They're just like a fly on the wall. Just follow everywhere she goes, learn everything she does.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Well, my friend, it's been an honor and a pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you so much for joining us and teaching us all about your product. So if you need more information about the product and what you can do and how you can get it, make sure you give her a call right there, 647-273-1465, or send her an email and say, look, I saw you on the show and I need the black bag. If you need the black bag, just tell them you saw on the show and they say, look, I need to get the black bag. Ladies, there's stuff there for you as well. So make sure you give her a call. One more time, 647-273-1465 right there. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. But before I let you go, is there anybody out there you want to say hi to?
I want to say hi to my mentor, the leader of immigrant women in business in Toronto. I love her so much, but trust me, if I don't have her name written, sometimes I'm not able to pronounce it. So I don't want to miss that. I don't want to mispronounce her name, but she knows who she is.
I got it. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. See you later, everyone.
Thank you very much. It was very nice being here. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Has come to an end. But the fun doesn't have to stop here. If you have any questions, suggestions, or feedback, head over right now to Twitter and Facebook and like, share, and get involved. Join us next time.
Please be advised that this podcast